Hello, this is Kegek, the owner of Plushkin Sokyo, and this is the Kanako Fumo that Tosiphus agreed to make for me, right? Before I unbox this Fumo, I'd like to talk a little bit about the deal we struck. I did not pay any money for this Fumo. It's free, basically, right? But what I did offer was I allowed him to advertise his Fumo making services for free on our server, right? Through our news channel. And so basically that was the deal, right? He gets to advertise and he makes me this Fumo, right? And my thinking with this, right, is that I would want to commission a Kanako Fumo anyway, so it's saving me the cost of a commission, right? And that's money that I can spend on the server. And so that's the deal we struck, right? And we're going to talk a little bit about how I'm going to spend money on the server, right? That's going to be later in the video. But I'd like also to talk about the process of Tosiphus making this Fumo. So I already know what she looks like. I know a lot about the features she has and stuff like that, because Tosiphus sent me detailed videos and pictures of her during the construction, right? It was a very interesting process, and I was very nitpicky. Almost anything that really bothered me, I would press him about it, like, hey, can you fix this? And every single time, he did basically exactly what I asked. Sometimes his ideas were better than mine, right? There was one point, for instance, where we were talking about the design on her dress. And I thought that his initial design looked a little too big, so I made a smaller version. And then he printed it out, and then it turned out that my version sucked, right? And his idea to begin with was just like, it was the right thing to begin with. But he was willing to print a new dress, right? I don't know exactly how he does it, right? But he made a new dress that used the larger design, and that worked, right? So during the process, Tosiphus was exceptionally patient. He was exceptionally detailed. He had good creative instincts, and he was very responsive, right? He gave me detailed updates. He showed me what I wanted to see. There were times where I felt like in order to give input on the design, I needed more information, and he was willing to provide it at basically every step of the way, right? We were going back and forth for hours, right? Now, I do intend this to be a review of his services, right? So for all intents and purposes, you should pretend like I paid $150 for this, right? Even though I actually didn't. And I would say that just based on the amount of work he put in, he definitely put in a lot more than $150 worth of work into this Fumo. It was like he spent multiple days for many, many hours working on this. It seems like he was paying himself less than minimum wage almost, right? He did say that he had wanted to make a Kanako, right? He had wanted to make a Kanako for a long time. So it could be that to some extent he was doing more work just because of that. And of course, obviously, you have to think about, well, I'm making this video, right? And I did tell him that I would make this video. It could be that he put in more work into this Fumo than he usually does. But based on my conversations with him, the only big difference between this Fumo that he told me about and the other Fumos he's done is he said this one was more ambitious, right? It was a harder project. And if you think about it, Kanako is kind of a hard project. If you think about the ropes and stuff, those are a lot of details. After I unbox the Fumo and react to it, I will show some pictures. I'll edit those in of detailed stuff from during the construction of the Fumo, and like the interactions we had and the kinds of back and forth that we did. he did indicate that this is actually something he does a lot with people who are involved in the creative process. Sometimes he just makes the Fumo all on his own and then just ships it and then it's done. And sometimes people will get really involved in the creative process. Sometimes they'll do sketch work and stuff, and he's very fluid about that based on what I've heard. He was with me. So anyway, without further ado, let's cut this box open and see what's inside. I really hope he did, like, this whole time I've been thinking, like, well, what if she's not in there, right? What if it turns out that, like, he did not actually put her in there, or she got stolen or something? I'm so worried. She's probably in there, right? Okay, I'm trying to be very careful here, by the way, right? I don't want to damage the Fumo. Oh yeah, and by the way, the box did not come cut up like this. I had to do that to get rid of the barcodes and stuff, so that you couldn't figure out my address. I really hope I did it well enough. Okay, let's see here. Well, that's pretty good packing. Okay, looks like she's in here. Ooh, she's pretty. Oh. Let's pull her out. Is this coming? Yeah, it's on. She's so soft. Yeah. Okay, comes with a bag. Hold on, what's in here? What's this? I think this is one of those Shinto things. Yeah, David. Oh. David is my name, by the way, if you didn't know. Oh, here's the mirror. He printed out this mirror piece for her. Okay, so she was in here. Okay. She's very cute. She's soft. Soft. Yeah. Ooh. So, let's talk about this Fumo. First of all, she's soft. Oh, man. Like, ridiculously soft. Oh, very cute. What's this? It's like a wire thing. Oh, I guess this is for, like, standing her up. She's got a dirty butt. Might have to wipe that off later. It does seem like there's some discoloration here on her face. I don't know what that's about. There's a little bit of loose thread there. A pair of scissors and cut that. It's just, yeah. She's adorable. Oh, man. She's adorable. So she has the headpiece, and there's the, oh man, he said this thing weighed a pound. Hold on. Oh, it's perfect. Look how does she compare to Sawako? If I sit. By the way, oh yes, and there's the badge. How does she compare to Sawako? Okay. They're like buddies. Now, Kanako is a little shorter than Sawako, but that's fine. Oh, she's small. I like small Fumos. But let's look at this, I guess. Hold on, let me see if there's anything personally identified. Dear David, thank you for adopting a Fumo. I don't know what that word is. Something, I think that's joy. Take good care of her. She's very special. She is. She is. Right? I'm a little concerned about this thing, right? I don't know. I'm guessing that'll probably wipe off. I don't know. Oh, yes. Okay. I see. And he uses pins to hold the... So these are sewing pins, right? These were used to hold this thing on, right? Maybe he forgot to remove them or something. I don't know. She doesn't need the ring, right? In the ending slides of Mountain of Faith, she doesn't wear them, right? Well, Tosiphus, I agree. She is very special. Right? By the way, look at the sukus he drew. By the way, the box had like tons of these little cute pictures of sukus on them, right? Let me show that on camera. Suku, look at that. Yeah, right. Of course, there's the art. Hold on. Okay. Let's put the mirror on her. Oh, okay. It does have the magnet in there. How do I attach it? Did the magnet fall out? Let's search the plastic bag. She came in this plastic trash bag thing. Does she just stick to the wire thing? The thing is, this thing is supposedly attaches with a magnet. There's a little hole there. I don't know if you can see that. I think the magnet might have fallen out. I don't know. Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably what happened. The magnet probably fell out. I'm going to have to search for it. Is it in the plastic bag? The thing is, I can fix it secretly. So that, you know. I guess, I suppose I should review the craftsmanship. I can search for the magnet. It's probably around here somewhere. Maybe the way he intended this is that you shove this in here and then it sticks to that. No, I think the magnet's fallen out. I don't know. I'm going to have to find it. I might need a replacement magnet. What do you leadership? I don't know. So anyway, as for the craftsmanship of the Fumo, let's see here. There is this little bit of loose thread here. Oh, there is this kind of weird thing. I don't know if that's kind of weird. There's a little bit of thread sticking out. Oh, so there is kind of this white thread, like that. It seems like it's falling apart. I'm definitely gonna have to cut this. All right, so let's trim this. Well, let's take these needles. I don't want them sitting out. Man, I feel. Did I lose the magnets? I'm gonna have to search the. I think I have to search the floor to see if it fell out or something. It could be that. Hold on, maybe. Oh yes, and there's a. Is there another needle in here? Oh no. Okay. Oh, hold on. What's that? There's something sharp there. Oh, I feel something sharp. Oh, it's just like a piece of. I think there's a piece of plastic. Weird. So she's a little dirty, right? But she's. This is the only thing I see right here. Any flaws in the sewing? Her head is fully sewn. Oh, her hair comes off. That's kind of weird. Oh, I see. Right, it's not sewn on top. I know that. Okay, I see. Right, it's sewn on the sides, and that's how it's attached. Okay, this kind of bothers me. Right, this is kind of iffy. The other side doesn't seem to have that problem. I don't know. That can be fixed probably really easily. I'll have to get a sewing kit and just sew that part. There is little bits of stuff all over. Right. I'll pick these off. There are little bits of loose thread here and there. Let me get in here. I'm guessing that this thing is probably because she has a hard time sitting with this attached to her. This thing is like way heavier than that she is, right? I don't know if that's lore accurate. Who cares about whether it's lore accurate, whether the weight of her donut is, you know. Are there any other things that I have to critique about her? Oh man, she does have a lot of stuff on her. Okay, this sewing here, there's some threading here that's like falling apart or something. I need to, yeah, I'll have to fix this. This is a bad stitch. I don't know. He was probably rushed, right? Hold on. There's some thread loose from her face. I'm guessing that he probably just didn't catch these things during the production. Hold on. Let's see if I can get this. She's so soft. I want to touch her feet. Oh, this is so soft. How do I go about this? Okay. Go through here. Clip just enough. Yeah. Get her dress. Oh, her dress is soft too. Yeah, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to, first of all, I'm going to have to take a sewing kit and sew that. And I'm going to have to clean her off. I have to figure out what this is, right? What's that? Super soft, right? Her hair, by the way, that you can like fully pull it back. It's not sewn on top. It's sewn on the sides, which is an interesting design decision. I'm guessing the reason he did that is that, okay, so during production, right, I critiqued how her bangs were done, like a whole lot. I wanted it to be like this, right? And he made an initial thing which looked the way I wanted, and then when he sewed it, it was like way pulled back or something. And so and like there's limited material, right? So he didn't, I'm guessing that that's probably what happened, right? So far, my experience with the quality of the Fumo is that, first of all, there is a stitching problem. On this side right here, I can fix it. It's not catastrophic. She's not wide open or anything. It does need to be fixed though. Yeah, I can fix that. It's just white thread, right? All the extras were wonderful. They were very cute. She's super soft. I told him that I wanted something super soft, right? She's super detailed, right? I don't know if you notice this, but she has like the bracelets on her wrists and her ankles. I really have to clean her butt. I'm gonna have to clean her, right? I'm probably gonna have to take water and wash her because this is the dirtiest Fumo I own right now. She probably got that way because she was sitting on his workbench while he was working on it. Oh yes, and he made a button. Here's the button. I think it's pretty cute. I do notice that the 2 is kind of cut off there, but I didn't ask for a button. I only really cared about the Fumo. So, and of course, he made the headband removable, right? So hold on, let me adjust that. I'd say that this is the most configurable Fumo I own, right? The second most configurable would be my Sukuna, my Shinyu Maru. So let's get her out. Oh yeah, let's sit these two together. Oh, there's like a thing on her face here. I'm gonna have to like go over her and find all the spots where there's little bits of like loose material and just trim it off. Okay, there, it's fixed. And so, would I say this is worth $150? Yeah. That's definitely my impression, right? Okay, so this is the other high quality Fumo I own, right? So like, this is you can take her clothes off, right? You can take her belt off and stuff, and you can actually like fully unclothe her if you want. I think that's kind of disgusting though, so I'm not going to do that on camera. It makes me feel dirty. It's kind of gross. Camera, just move. Anyway, so that's my live reaction. Let's continue with the review. All right, it's hold on, how many days has it been? It's 2 days later after I received Kanako, and I wanted to talk a little bit about what I've done to her to fix her and to make her more what I wanted, right? So, first of all, there was a hole right here, and I think I should show a picture of that on screen right now. Hopefully I remember to edit that in. There was a hole right here in her dress, right? And that was kind of egregious, right? It was just like not sewn right on her sleeve, and I think you can even see right there where I stitched, right? Hold on, I think there's a little bit of fluff, right? Oh yes, and second of all, I washed her, right? So you can see now that her butt is clean, right? She's mostly devoid of little bits of fluff, right? There's still little bits here and there, but I think that's mostly because of the work I did after I washed her. Also, I sewed up the side of her head here, and you can see where I stitched it, and I redid this stitch, right, that was on this side of her head, right. This was actually improperly done. The thing is, the layers were wrong, right. It was asymmetric, so I made it symmetrical. I did also trim her hair very slightly right here to make it a little bit more even. It's a little bit asymmetrical, right. Also, I fixed her mirror. So the mirror, I don't know if you probably saw it in the first clip from my reaction, but the magnet for the mirror was actually stuck to the badge when I got Kanako, and so I shoved it in there, and I put some blue tape on top of the magnet, and now that pretty much stays on, right? You can attach and detach this at will. Hold on, let me polish this with my shirt. I don't like to get fingerprints on it. It's a real mirror, right? It's kind of cool, right? You can see my face in there. Now about this blemish, I don't know if I can fix this. And also I noticed some other things about her, right? There's a rough spot right here, which is quite bad, but it's okay, right? It's an acceptable flaw, right? It's not a deal breaker. There are also minor rough spots right here. I don't know if that comes across on camera, but there's a spot here where it's really short and rough, and right here on this spot here where I'm rubbing. Let me see if I can get that to, okay, come on, camera, focus. Focus. No, don't not zoom. Okay. Okay, there. Now there's the focus. Right there. In this little spot right here. It's kind of rough. I also stitched her face a little bit. So there was her face was uneven when I got her, right? Her smile, and I took some black thread and I stitched a little extension right here. And I think I did such a good job that you actually can't really notice where I stitched very well, right? Other than like it's a little bit thinner here and it's a little thicker there, right? Part of that is actually the stitching that was there before, if I recall correctly, and part of that is the new stitching. I also tied a knot right there, and maybe that shows, right? But yeah. Anyway, so for this final part of the review, I'd like to talk a little bit about my ultimatum, right? What is my ultimate decision about what Tosiphus made? And my decision is that this is the best Fumo I own, right? It's my favorite. She's extremely cute, right? And yes, she did come with flaws, but I like her just the same, right? She's adorable, right? She's unique, and I think it was worth $150, right? Now, I will say, if I had not if I had not taken advantage of Tosiphus's willingness to go back and forth with me and talk about the design and show me pictures and etc., it would not have been worth $150. The way that you get value out of Tosiphus's service is by, well, I talked to him about it. He said send him a dossier, right? Send him a list of everything that you want in the Fumo. And, I would say a little bit more than that, though. You need to go back and forth with him on what you want, all right? I did show him the flaws on this Fumo. the face blemish, and by the way, yeah, the croissant, yeah, it does fall off sometimes, right? It's fine, right? You just gotta lean her forward, and then it sticks, right? Like that. So I would say that if you want to get value out of Tosiphus' service, you should make him a detailed list of everything you want, and be picky, right? Be picky about what you want, and then get him to show you revisions of things that he makes. He seems very willing to redo things if you don't like the first try. So, and if you have artistic skills, it helps if you draw something. I do not have artistic skills, but I was able to draw little tidbits of things to convey the sense of what I mean, and I was able to show pictures of other Fumos. Like when I explained how I wanted the bangs to look, I showed him pictures of my Rumia Fumo. Let me get a picture. Let me get Rumia out. Let's see if I can get Rumia out. There's Rumia. Right, so I showed him what Rumia's hair looks like, and that he based Kanako's hair on Rumia's hair. That's that. Okay, hold on. Let me put Rumia back and stand up. When I got Rumia out, Marissa fell over. And Tosiphus does provide a service that is worth over $150 if you take advantage of it. Now the thought is, if you're hiring Tosiphus to make a Fumo for someone else, right? Then what? Well, if you're hiring him to make a Fumo for someone else, I'd say get that person involved, right, in the process of the design of the Fumo, right? Now, all of this is if you want the best Fumo possible, right? If you want the best possible result from hiring Tosiphus to make a Fumo for you, right? I'd say that I actually got pretty close to the best possible result. The flaws are relatively minor, right? They don't make her less than my favorite Fumo. Look at her. She's cute. I can't get over how cute she looks. She's so soft. Yeah, but yeah, so that's my ultimatum. If you want a good result from Tosiphus, you give him a list of what you want, and you get involved in the process. And don't be afraid to be picky, right? He seems incredibly patient with that. He seems incredibly willing to deal with that. So I'd say, really take advantage, right, of the service he provides. I hope I'm not creating too much trouble for him for saying that, but that would be my honest review of the service. All right, I am very satisfied with this Fumo. Okay, so earlier in the video, I said that I was going to talk about how I was going to spend money on the server. Well, if you're a member of the server, you've probably already seen the announcement. I am giving away these 3 Fumos. This Cerno, this Sawako, and this Yuka. And these 3 Fumos will go to the person who posts the funniest post in general, the cutest post in general, and the most beautiful post in general, right? So the thinking behind trading the advertising space to Tosiphus in exchange for the Kanako Fumo was that I wanted a Kanako Fumo anyway, right? So I would end up spending the money. So if Tosiphus made a Fumo for me, that would be effectively saving me the cost of a commission, right? And so then I'd have money to be able to give away Fumos on the server. So that's what we're doing, right? Now, if you want to win the contest, first of all, there's some rules. Rule 1, you have to be in the server before the start date of the contest. Since the contest has started, this is only applies to people who were in the server on the day of the contest starting. Number 2, you must be in the server when it ends, right? If I go and I look and I find the cutest post in general is from a person who isn't in the server anymore, then they will automatically disqualify, right? So you have to stay in the server. You can't leave, or you could leave, but then you'd have to come back before the end of the contest. And number 3, I mean, I have to be able to ship to you, right? So if I can't ship to you, I don't know if I mentioned that. What was the first one? I don't remember what the first rule was. Maybe it was. Yeah, you have to ship. I'm forgetful, stupid me, right? Okay. You have to be in the server when it starts. You have to be in the server when it ends, and I have to be able to ship to you. Those are the 3, right? Those are the 3 rules. Hold on. I think there was another condition I put on it. I have to look at it. Oh yes, and the same person cannot win multiple prizes, right? So if the person who posts the funniest post also posts the cutest post, then you get to pick one, right? You don't get to have both, right? Now I will point out the obvious. These are not gift.jp Fumos. We're not rich, right? We can't afford to give away gift.jp Fumos quite yet. But, these are plenty cute. I especially like this Yuka, right? These were fairly cheap, but this is a substantial fraction of the $150 worth of value, right? This Fumo is I think it was $15 or so, maybe 18. This Fumo I actually got for free, but the normal price of these is like $20 or so. And this one I actually paid through the nose store. It was like $40. Yeah, I overpaid for that one. So this is a fairly substantial fraction. So these Fumos will be given away on Plush Consokyo, and these aren't the only Fumos I plan to give away. I plan to give away a couple more. Pseudo Fingo gave me $7 to ship another Fumo, and that might result in Yomu or maybe Ron being given away. They're both non-gift.jp, but I have a gift.jp Yomu and a gift.jp Ron, so I was thinking I might as well give away my bootlegs. I do like the bootlegs. It's just, the gift.jp ones in those cases are better. Although actually with the Yomu, it's kind of debatable, right? The bootleg Yomu is arguably cuter, but that's plans for another future giveaway. For now, these Fumos. See you on the server.